Do you feel that subtle, persistent shift in the air, or are you too busy reacting to the chaos of your daily life to notice that the ground beneath your feet has fundamentally changed? If you are over 30, you have lived through enough revolutions to be skeptical. You saw the dot-com bubble burst. You watched the social media landscape turn from a playground into a battlefield. And you've seen more next big things fail than you care to count. But what we are witnessing right now, in March 2026, is not just another cycle of hype or a temporary spike in tech stocks. We are witnessing a structural realignment of the global economy, a moment where wealth is being redistributed from those who merely work to those who own the intelligence of the future. If you are sitting on the sidelines right now because you think you missed the boat, in 2023 or 2024, you are making the most expensive mistake of your adult life. The boat hasn't left. It has simply finished its harbor trials. And the real voyage, the one that will define the next 2 decades of your financial legacy, is just beginning. If you don't own the companies that control the literal brainpower of the world, you are choosing to be a victim of the very progress that should be making you free. In 2026, there is a brutal reality that no one in the mainstream media wants to tell you. There are only 2 types of people left in the professional world. There are those who use artificial intelligence to multiply their productivity by 10. And there are those who are being systematically replaced by it. The same cold logic applies to your investment portfolio. You can either own the tools that are reshaping every industry from medicine to manufacturing, or you can watch your purchasing power slowly bleed out as traditional industries wither away. Today, as your mentor in this journey of Evolutive Productive, I am not here to give you tips or gambles. I am here to provide a strategic blueprint of the 5 best AI stocks that, based on the reality of the market this month, represent the strongest pillars for a serious, long-term investor. We are looking for the architects of this new world, the companies with the data, the infrastructure, and the massive cash flow to dominate the next decade while others struggle to survive. Let's start with the foundation of the entire modern world, Nvidia. It is March 2026, and for 3 straight years, the so-called experts have been calling for an Nvidia crash. They called it a bubble at 400, they called it a bubble at 800, and they are still calling it a bubble now. They were wrong then, and they are catastrophically wrong now, because they are looking at Nvidia through the lens of a traditional hardware company. But Nvidia is no longer just a chip maker, it is the utility company of the 21st century. Just as you cannot run a modern city without electricity, you cannot run a modern corporation or a sovereign nation in 2026 without Nvidia's Blackwell 2 architecture. We have entered the era of the industrialization of AI, where every country on the planet is racing to build its own domestic AI cloud to protect its national security and economic future. They are all buying from one source. After the minor market dip we saw in February, Nvidia is trading at a valuation that finally accounts for its massive lead. Don't try to time the bottom on a titan like this. You don't time the foundation of your house, you just build it. If you believe that intelligence is the new oil, you must own the company that owns the refinery. If Nvidia is the engine of this revolution, then Microsoft is the cockpit. As we navigate the professional landscape of 2026, Microsoft has successfully pulled off the greatest integration of a new technology in the history of business. If you are a white-collar professional over 30, you are likely interacting with Microsoft's Copilot every single day of your life, whether you realize it or not. The brilliance of Microsoft's strategy wasn't just their early bet on OpenAI, it was their massive, unbreakable moat. They didn't have to spend billions of dollars trying to convince people to use their AI. They already owned the desk. They already owned the email, the spreadsheet, and the cloud. Now, they are simply upselling intelligence to the most captive audience in history. Their Azure cloud business is accelerating this. March because enterprise customers are moving past the experimentation phase and are now deploying AI at scale to replace costly legacy processes. Microsoft is the ultimate sleep well at night stock for someone in their 30s or 40s. It has the cash reserves of a small empire and a business model that is as stable as the gravity holding us to the earth. Let's take a moment to look at each other as partners in this evolution. If you've stayed with me this far, it's because you realize that the old rules of work hard and save are broken. You know that to survive 2026 and beyond, you have to be more than just a worker, you have to be an owner of the future. Here at Evolutive Productive, we don't believe in chasing green candles on a screen, we believe in building a life of dignity and freedom through calculated action. If you value this raw, unfiltered perspective on wealth and productivity, I need you to subscribe to this channel right now and hit that notification bell. In a world of infinite noise and AI-generated garbage, you need a source of truth that helps you evolve, not just entertains you. If this breakdown is clearing the fog for you, hit the like button and leave a comment below telling me which of these giants you already hold in your portfolio. Are you a believer in the infrastructure, or are you betting on the software? Let's build this community of productive owners together. Now, let's move on to the company that many thought was dead but has proven to be the most resilient giant of all, Alphabet. In the early part of last year, the narrative was that Google was behind, that they had lost the AI race to smaller, more nimble players. But in March 2026, we can see that Alphabet's Gemini 3.0 has not only closed the gap, but has fundamentally redefined what multimodal AI can do. Alphabet possesses an asset that no one else on the planet can replicate, the world's largest library of human intent data. Between Google Search and the massive video university that is YouTube, Alphabet owns the data that trains the most sophisticated models in existence. AI is only as good as the information it feeds on, and Alphabet owns the most nutritious data in the world. Furthermore, their custom AI chips, the TPUs, are allowing them to run their massive models at a fraction of the cost of their competitors. Alphabet is currently the value play of the AI world. While other tech stocks are trading at all-time highs, Google is trading at a discount because people are still clinging to the old fear that search is dead. Search isn't dead, it has evolved. You are buying a world-class AI powerhouse at a legacy software price, and for a mentor, that is the definition of a wise move. Moving from the cloud to your pocket, we have to talk about Apple. For a long time, the market was impatient with Apple, asking where is their AI. In 2026, we have the answer, and it is the most profitable answer in tech history: privacy. While Microsoft and Google are fighting over the corporate cloud, Apple has won the edge. With the release of the M5-powered devices early this year, Apple has turned every iPhone into a localized, private AI assistant. In a world where people are increasingly terrified of their personal data being harvested by giant cloud brains, Apple's on-device AI is the ultimate luxury and the ultimate necessity. They aren't just selling you a phone anymore. They are selling you a personal, private secretary that lives on your hardware and never leaves it. We are currently seeing the beginning of a massive hardware upgrade cycle this March. People who have held onto their old phones for years are finally being forced to upgrade because they need the hardware to run these new AI features. This means massive recurring revenue, massive stock buybacks, and a company that is essentially a fortress of stability. Apple is the lifestyle AI play that will likely be the cornerstone of your wealth for the next decade. Finally, we have the most controversial, yet perhaps the most explosive, AI stock of 2026, Tesla. If you are still looking at Tesla as just a car company, you are living in 2018. In March 2026, Tesla is a robotics and physical AI company that happens to distribute its products on wheels. Their full self-driving version 14 has finally reached the unsupervised milestone in several major global cities, turning their fleet into a massive network of autonomous income generators. But the real story for March is the Optimus Bot. We are starting to see the first pilot programs of Tesla's humanoid robots in manufacturing plants across the world, and the implications are staggering. The market for a robot that can replace manual labor is effectively infinite. Tesla is the higher reward piece of your AI puzzle. It will be volatile, it will have headlines that make you nervous, and it will challenge your resolve. But if you want exposure to the world where AI leaves the digital screen and enters the physical world, Tesla is the only serious player. It is a bet on the physical AI future where machines do the work so humans can do the thinking. As your mentor, I want you to understand that owning these 5 stocks isn't about getting lucky, it's about being an architect. You don't just buy them all at once and hope for the best. You build your positions strategically. You use the stability of Microsoft and Alphabet to anchor your portfolio. You use the growth and infrastructure of Nvidia and Apple to provide the engine for your wealth. And you keep a position in Tesla for the long-term disruption of the physical economy. In March 2026, the market is rewarding those who have the patience to see through the daily noise and the courage to act when others are afraid. You are over 30 years old. You don't have time to play games with your retirement or your family's future. The AI revolution is not a possibility anymore. It is the environment in which we live. You are already a consumer of these companies' products. Every time you search, every time you send an email, every time you use your phone, you are helping these companies grow. It is time you stopped being just a customer and started being an owner. Don't let another month go by where you are just a user of technology. Be a productive owner of capital. The wealth gap in 2026 is widening between those who understand these 5 pillars and those who are still waiting for clarity. Clarity is the most expensive commodity in the stock market. By the time you have it, the opportunity is gone. Take the wisdom you've gained today and turn it into action. Productivity isn't just about working harder. It's about making your money work so hard that you eventually don't have to. The future belongs to those who evolve. If you want to see my specific price targets for these companies for the rest of 2026, I've prepared a deep dive analysis that you can access right now. I'll see you in the next video as we continue to navigate this new world together. This is Evolutive Productive. Stay focused, stay sharp.